Happy Friday, my friends. I'm so happy for you that you've gotten this far with this new journey of writing nonfiction about something that you are really, really good at, something that you're an expert on. So you should feel very, very proud of yourself, as I do. I'm so impressed with what you've done so far. You're like so focused and excited, and you're writing a lot. Today, it's been occurring to me that we now have our subheadings. Hopefully by now you have 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5. No less than 3, definitely no more than 5. But in addition to that, I think that it's time for you to start thinking about how you want to introduce this. So today, Friday, we're going to introduce it. Monday, we're going to end it. We're going to close and wrap the whole thing up beautifully. And then Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we'll do a little revising and editing. And then I'm going to have you start to bang this whole thing out and make it beautiful and ready for the world to read. So I want to show you my introductions, because I really think that there's only a couple of things that are a new experience for you as writers, as far as writing an introduction. And otherwise, you've done this before. Been there, done that. So there's 2 ways that I'm going to ask that you try to introduce your subtopic. You might look at one and say, this is the one for me. If you want to try the other one just to see if maybe it sounds better the other way, you can. I tried both. One way is to ask your readers a question that will pique their interest. It's not P-E-A-K, it's like P-I-Q-U-E, pique their interest. It's like to get their attention. The other way is to create a positive or a negative image, which means it's like you're sort of picturing some world. And it might be a negative world, a dark and scary world, and it might be a really exciting, positive utopia. And then in addition to that, within each of these 2, you want to make sure that you mention your subtopics, and you want to have some kind of a transition, easy for you to say, sentence that gets you right into your piece. All right, so let me show you what I mean. This is asking the readers a question. Have you ever thought, and remember, mine is running. Have you ever thought about starting something that is new and maybe a little hard? It can be scary, but new and hard might not mean impossible, just challenging. So for those of you who have seen runners in your community, you might be curious about how to do what they do. Sometimes they're running in the rain, the cold, and at early or late hours of the day, and it makes you wonder, how do they do that? If running is new to you, and you've decided that you are going to start, you might want to consider a few things: clothing, tackling challenges, preparing for a long distance run, and navigating the before and after of any run. So set your alarm, grab a bottle of water, and let's get running. Okay? What I have here is the question. I have some thinking about that question, and then I've mentioned my subtopics: clothing, challenges, long distance run, and the before and after. I also have my transition sentence that gets us into the document or the book. All right. My second way of doing it is to create a positive or negative. I did positive, but I'm going to speak through the negative. So picture this. It's 4:30 in the morning. Your alarm clock sounds. You roll out of bed, you stretch, you throw on some leggings and a top, and you grab your watch and phone. It's early. The sun is just about to rise, but that is not the only thing that is rising. Your heart rate is about to rise too. Why, you ask? Because you are heading out for your first run. Now, if running is new to you and you've decided that you are going to start, you might want to consider a few things: clothing, tackling challenges, preparing for a long distance run, and navigating the before and after of any run. So set your alarm, grab a bottle of water, and let's get running. Okay? You see, I'm kind of proud of that, actually. I know my audience is new runners. I know that I've navigated the toppings, the frosting on the cake. No, I've navigated a couple of ideas. I talked about them a lot in my head, and I decided that these are the ones that I want to include. And I have my transition sentence that gets my readers into my piece. If I wanted this to be a negative image instead of a positive, I can do something like this. Picture this. You are almost unable to get off the couch. Everything in your body hurts. You're stiff as a board. You're starting to get cranky. You're most of the time hangry. And none of your clothes fit. You're starting to wonder what is going on. And then you realize you're not really in any kind of a physical fitness sort of way of thinking. So you get out of bed and you do a little research and you start noticing what's happening around you and you realize that you might be able to run. It's free, it's fun, people look like they're in awfully good shape. Why not give it a shot? Before you're out there heading out for your first run, you might want to consider a few things. Clothing, tackling challenges, so set your alarm, grab a bottle of water, and let's get running. Okay, so you can create a utopia or you can create a dystopia kind of a world. And either one is going to be kind of fun for your readers. You want to know who your readers are and what they might need in order to get them out there. Okay. I really want you to try at least one of these, if not both of them, because I think that just because you're like, oh, I'm definitely doing that, it might not be the right one for you. Because once you do the second one, you're like, you know what, I think that one actually sounds better than the first one. So it's Friday, you're doing your introduction. Now that you have your subtopics, you know what you're introducing. Monday, you're gonna do your closing. I'm gonna teach you how to do that, so don't get over ambitious and do it without a little bit of instruction from me. And then we'll start revising and editing, and you guys are ready to rock and roll and get some really beautiful paper and put together a piece that's ready for the world to read. Okay, happy writing, folks. We'll see you all soon, and looking forward to seeing and hearing what it is that you all are experts on. Okay.